Hello, I'm Beau. I'm a DJ and producer from East London. So I've been producing for about 10-12 years and putting out releases for the last 5-6 years. In that time I've been lucky enough to have releases on Ministry of Sound, Parlophone, Solid Grooves, a few others, Axtone, Warner, like a lot of the big labels, which has been amazing. My inspiration, I guess, sort of, my mum has a really eclectic and awesome music taste. So growing up I was listening to everything from sort of rare groove to reggae, and but she always used to put me onto disco, and I think that sort of struck a chord with me. So growing up and getting introduced to like French house and hip hop, where they were using a lot of sort of snippets and samples from songs that I recognised, I fell in love with that. So I've always sort of kept that disco and funky soul influence in a lot of the productions that I do. My favourite gig to date is a bit of a weird one. A couple of years ago I warmed up for Michael Beebe in Fabric, Room 1. And not only was it the first time I've ever been to Fabric, but it was actually my first ever club gig. So it was huge, it was this humongous thing, didn't know what I was doing, was chucked totally in at the deep end. And to top it all off, I walked into the booth about 10 minutes before my set and realised they had an Allen and Heath mixer, and I had no idea what that was. So actually it was the worst gig ever, but it was so good because it kind of taught me a lot and really gave me a kick up the arse and, you know, put stuff in perspective for me. So, you know, it didn't, sonically it wasn't my favourite, but, you know, managed to sort of scrape it through the bottom. But it definitely was, you know, the highlight for a learning curve, I guess. If I could play anywhere in the world, it would have to be High Ibiza. My dad took me there for the first time a couple of years ago. We went to see Shapeshifters, had an amazing night, and I always promised him that I'd get him VIP for when I was playing there. I didn't always wanted to be a DJ, but I always definitely wanted to do something in music. So I've been producing music for about 10 years. I actually started out with DJing and mixing. I used to sell sweets at school, and I managed to save up enough money to buy myself my first pair of decks. I was obsessed with, you know, the idea of CDJs, didn't know what they did. But my brother used to play around a little bit, and my cousin used to work at Fabric, so I was always sort of like, you know, they was my older idols. I was in love with this world. So I bought these crappy little pair of American Audio CDJs for a couple £100, and yeah, just sort of started out from there and started getting a few productions under my belt, putting stuff out online, and sort of, you know, got gigs from there really. So my advice for anyone starting out as a DJ would be prepare your sets. Don't walk into a place where you don't know how to use a mixer and you've got 500 people there waiting to hear some music and you don't know how to turn the bloody thing on. And definitely wear earplugs, because there's nothing worse than messing up your ears, and I can't tell you the amount of gigs I've come back from ears ringing for the next couple of days and just like really scared that I've done some permanent damage. So